guys and girls, welcome back to Watch the Time. Thank you for coming back to see me. I'm really pleased to be able to bring you this watch, another one that's been in my Amazon wish list basket for ages. I'm not gonna lie, it's an analog watch from Casio. You'll see the model number up in the corner. I'm not gonna attempt to try and remember because their model numbers are a bit vast. The reason I quite like this, there was 3 different variations to choose from, one on a stainless steel strap, one with a blue dial, one with this dial. I just like the fact that it's an analog watch, because obviously Casio are known for their digital watches, aren't they? So I know they do some good analog watches, number one being the Casio Duro. That's an amazing watch. Normally if you could pick that up sort of £50 and below, you've got a smashing watch for the price really. So I wanted to see, does this continue in that vein? Like I said, it's been in my basket such a long time. It came on offer. I managed to pick this up for about £30, and I think even getting my hands on it, I think £30 is a really good price for this watch just for what it offers. So will it be as good as I hoped? Will it surpass my expectations? Will it sort of be one that falters to deceive? I guess there's no time like the present to find out. If you are interested, I will leave a link to the Amazon store. Not an affiliate link, but also, guys, please do put in the model number. I've done this numerous times on Google, and you do tend to get it for a lot cheaper. So just do bear that in mind. But I'll stop going on. And as I say, thanks for tuning back in. And it's about time to get the camera turned around and get on with it. Alright guys, so this is the watch. As you'll see, very usual Casio packaging. A little brief look into the model number. Obviously there's Spanish in front of it, but NWA-100H-1AVEF. This is as I said, the packaging you usually get with most Casio watches. Inside the watch, you've got the instruction manual at the back. You've got the hang tag just there, highlighting the model number, which I've just told you. But let me just get it out. You've got inner foam, keeping it safe in transit. Got a bit of plastic they also use, again, just keeping it sort of safe and free of scratches or anything that could damage it. But there you go, guys. That's the watch. This is one that has been in my basket for a little while actually on Amazon. So it became, it had a sale on for this particular one. There's a couple of other models, a couple of other colours I'll bring up now that you can have a look at, but this is the one I plumped for. Looked pretty cool, to be honest with you. It's a bit bigger than I would have liked, but yeah, as you can see, second hands line up. Looks alright, doesn't it? But there we go. So inside it's running a quartz movement, as you'll be able to make out because of the ticking of the second hand. And as I just said, it's really good to see that a watch that comes in at sort of £30, which is probably almost $40, can do this, because you get much more expensive watches that don't line up. So if Casio can do it, guys, I think you can all do it, can't you? Let's be honest, there needs to be better attention to detail, especially with quartz watches. That's something that I really like to see. So there we go. The construction of the watch is basically plastic, resin, and you've got a couple of stainless steel elements, predominantly on the back. You've got a stainless steel case back, signed with screws. The rest of it, really, I don't know if these screws are plastic. They probably are, because that is a plastic to look like stainless steel, but it is only plastic. From what I can feel, anyway, doesn't feel like metal. But the weight of it as well, when I weighed it, was only coming at 52 grams. So I can't imagine that. Yeah, there we are. That's the faux steel look. In fact, from feeling it, it's a bit colder. It may be steel, I'm not sure, guys. Who knows? But that's the, like I said, the main construction of the watch is plastic with resin, aside from the crystal and the case back, really, and perhaps the sort of the main part of the watch you see that's silver could also possibly be stainless steel. But my guess would be it's plastic, but I don't know that for sure. The case thickness of the watch is 13.8 millimeters. The case diameter, I measure it as thinnest point, sort of along here. It was coming at 45.6. So yeah, not a very thin watch. And we measure from 9 to the 3, including the crown. It was coming in at 50.6 millimeters. So yeah, not a small watch. The lug width on this is a strange one, actually. I couldn't go one nor the other. It was coming at 19.5 millimeters. I didn't want to sort of round it down or up, so I've just put it down as 19.5 millimeters. And the lug to lug, tip to tip, is also 50.6. So it's basically as wide including the crown, as it is long. So there we go, guys. That's the sort of proportions of the watch. The case back, I showed you a moment ago, screwed down, the usual sort of stuff with Casio in terms of you've got 4 screws holding it in place, which also makes it extremely easy when the time comes to change the battery. The bezel is fixed. You've got illuminator, NWA-100, obviously water resistance 100. You've got the light down at the bottom, which also is written on the bezel, and some screws, whether they be real or not, I'm not sure. But there they are anyway. The crown is situated at the 3 o'clock position. As you take it out, there is only one position, so no ghost position, which is nice to see. Put it back in, it will start back up again because it does hack. Polished at the side, or yeah, polished on the side of the crown. And like I said, push-pull crown, so no screw down on there, but still giving you 100 meter of water resistance, so that's good to see. The strap, as I've already mentioned, is resin. It's loads and loads of holes for it to fit your wrist, and a pin buckle clasp, feels plastic and unsigned. Also, the crystal on the dial is cited as being mineral crystal, so hopefully that is the case. I know lots of watches from Casio do tend to have acrylic crystal, but this is saying that they've got mineral, so that's nice to see. The water resistance, already mentioned, is 100 meters, so that'll give you 10 atmospheres of water resistance, and the weight is just above 52 grams. So, like I said, lightweight, quartz, analog piece, and like I said, quite a bit to like, actually, I think, anyway. So let's have a look at the dial now, guys, in a bit more detail. So what you've got a raised rehaut with a minute track going around that. You've got larger battens denoting every hour. Inside that, you've got 24-hour sort of Arabics from 13 through to 24, or 23, 12, obviously being 24 also. You've got Casio printed on, nothing's been applied onto the dial, so it's printed on just below the 12. You've got water resist WR just above the 6. I'll bring up the loom. The loom is not very good, but it has got a light, which you'll see now. That's more kind of what you're going to use if you're sort of out in darkness. You just press the light. The loom isn't great, but yeah, there we go. That's the light, guys. So you've got a sort of like a sort of matte black dial, almost polished a little bit if you like. You got a couple of red accents. You've got water resisting red, as you have got red on the second hand also, just for a little bit of contrast, as you have also got a line going through the sort of indices at the 12 if you like. And like I said, it does hack the movement. It's quartz. You take it out, it will hack. You put it back in, it will start back up again. This is a real sort of beta watch. I wouldn't really call it a go anywhere, do anything watch, given it's too thick, it's too cumbersome. But generally, I think this is a watch that is just going to run and run, easy battery changes, and it's going to keep good time, really. So there we are. That's the dial, guys. That's everything that's going on there. And like I said, whether the silver part of the dial is plastic, I'm not sure. My guess is that it is, but it may not be, because it feels plasticky, and it's quite lightweight still. I would have guessed that if this was stainless steel, it'd be weighing more than just above 50 grams, if I'm honest. But there we go, guys. That's the dial. That's everything going on there. Let me just pop it on the wrist quickly. Give you an idea of what it looks like on my wrist. My wrist is just above a 7-inch wrist for your reference. And there you go. It's a little bit bigger than I was expecting, really. I probably should have looked at the specs prior to bringing it in, but that's my own fault. And that's what you got. Not bad, is it? Not bad at all. But let me just take it off the wrist quickly, and then we can talk about the things that I think are pants and Pukka. As you'll know, but if you've ever watched before, I always start with pants. I like to go high with Pukka. So what I think is pants. The size, I think, is unnecessarily big. I really like the look of this because Casio are not really known as much for their analog style watches, and I just thought this looked really cool. So it was one that I wanted to get in. As I said before, I didn't look up the proportions. I thought it was going to be a little bit smaller, and unnecessarily it is bigger than it needs to be. And the faux steel, if it is indeed faux steel, which I'm pretty sure it is, I don't really understand why they just couldn't go with stainless steel there, if it is in fact, because it does feel like it is. The back feels very different to the front in terms of the metal. So yeah, I'm not sure why they would do that. So they're the two things I would mention, is the size and the faux steel. What I think is Pukka, that second-hand alignment is something else. The fact that it lines up bang on for the price, I think is amazing, to be honest. Because like I said, I've had watches that are much more expensive that don't line up. So well done, Casio, for that. The backlight, like I said, I'm perhaps would have rather just had good lume, but the backlight is very functional. The general look of it, I think, looks cool. It wouldn't have been one that was in my basket for so long had I not liked the look of it. So the general look, and like I said, the price, I think £30 for a watch where it's so easy to sort of change the battery. You've got the reliability of Quartz. It looks nice, and like I said, very sporty. One that it's got water resistance of 100 meters as well. So yeah, I think there's lots to like there. So just to surmise what I think is Pukka as I go with the second-hand alignment, the backlight, general look, and price. And guys and girls, would I recommend this watch? I still would. I think for £30 it's a lot of watch. I think it's one that will just do you a turn for many years, one that you'll probably enjoy wearing in a few different situations. So yeah, I would recommend it. And yeah, just what I would say, as I say with any watch really, is just do put in the model number on Google and find the best price for yourself. But £30 is a good price for this watch, I would say. But guys and girls, please let me know what you think about this watch, more importantly, and maybe any other watches you may want to see on the channel. And as always say, don't forget to like, subscribe, and always watch the time. Take care, guys. All the very best.